Dun, dun, dun.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
DSC News.
Wait.
Welcome to DSC News. I'm Michael Valenzuela.
I'm Jenna Eisen.
And I'm Lorenzo Luna Leon.
Today we will be covering the various battles that occurred within the Spanish Civil War.
We have a problem.
And exclusive interviews with leaders and their strategies.
And stay tuned after the break, as you might want to know how you can help in the war efforts and many more.
Are you tired and need a drink to quench your thirst? Well, look no further. Coca-Cola will do the trick. Sí, señor! Try our new and improved Coca-Cola.
Bueno. Wow, amazing! I was once dehydrated, but now I am hydrated again.
Since 1886, Coca-Cola is the real thing. Now served in our new Coca-Cola bottle.
The Battle of Guadalajara began in March 1937. The leader of the Spanish, General Franco, along with Italian troops, charged towards Guadalajara. There were about 30,000 Italians and 20,000 Spanish troops against the opposing leader, General Mejia from Madrid. The Spanish had help from 70 planes and 250 Italian tanks that encountered harsh weather conditions such as rain, storms, and ice. This made it hard to move through all the mud. Russian tanks drove back Franco's forces, and the Spanish ended up losing to Mejia on March 18th. However, the Nationalists left behind stockpiles of documents of Franco's Italian volunteers, drafted soldiers into Spain. This was shown in the Nations Assembly.
The Battle of Trulli was started by the Republican government attempting to recapture the mountain city of Trulli to gain an advantage in 1937 through 1938. Government troops fought possession of the city in December 1937, but were pushed back by Nationalist counterattack by February 1938. This loss for the Republican government displayed them as if they were weak for letting the Nationalists regain control of the city. At the time, the Republican Army used dynamite and machine guns to clear out the 4,000 defenders and Nationalists. The government even faced the help from the German planes of the Condor language, who wrecked everyone in the beginning of the New Year's Eve. During winter's temperatures were at their lowest, with snowstorms, icy roads, immobilizing vehicles, including air. Nationalists had used in mid-January heavy airstrikes and artillery strikes from a higher vantage point, pushing the Republicans south, with their numbers getting stronger, were too great to handle under the leadership of Jose Varela. Trulli was surrounded by Nationalists, forcing them to give up the land, and they just won, leaving behind munitions and supplies. Franco's forces were now believed by other countries would sooner or later win, because, with all odds stacked against them, the Nationalists still won.
We'll be back after the break.
Has this ever happened to you, going about your daily routine such as cleaning, but all of a sudden you need to fix something in an instant?
I wish I could use the broom to clean up all this mess. But it broke in half. If only there was some way to fix it real quick.
Well, thanks to duct tape, you can hold things in place with ease. Thanks to the adhesive side, they can stick to anything and hold things together. Just pull on the loose side and use how much you want. Get the two pieces together and wrap it around the point of breakage. And voila, you have the same broom all fixed.
Boy. Thanks so much. Now I can do my chores as good as my parents.
Do you want no government? Do you want to be under the guidance of a military leader? Well, with the help of German troops, we can do just that. Our new leader, Francisco Franco, he already has plans for it, and we could help rebuild Spain. Join the Nationalists, and we could bring Spain back to its former glory with the best military.
Now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
The Battle of Ebro lasted from July to November of 1938 and was the longest of the battles during the Spanish Civil War. The battle was fought between the Republicans, led by Juan Modesto and Enrique Lister, and the Nationalists, led by Fidel Davila and Juan Yagüe. The Nationalists sent over 200,000 troops throughout the duration of the battle. Meanwhile, the Republicans held out in the hills and attacked Nationalist planes with anti-aircraft guns. In order to get to Republican lines, they picked a sector and attacked it furiously with explosives and bombardments. This caused the Republican army to thin out. At the end of the battle, over 6,000 Nationalist troops were killed, along with 60,000 wounded or captured, and over 13,000 Republicans were killed, along with 75,000 wounded or captured. As a Republican defeat allowed the Nationalists to march into Barcelona, the capital of Catalonia, and seize control over Spain, thus ending the war.
Today is Fidel Davila, one of the generals leading the Nationalists. So, General, how long did the Battle of Ebro last?
It lasted from July to November of 1938.
And what did you see and what were some of the strategies there?
We sent over 200,000 Nationalist troops throughout the duration of the battle. However, our air forces were being taken out by anti-aircraft guns used by the Republicans who were hiding out on the hill. However, to combat the enemy and to thin their army out, we chose a sector of where they were located at, and we just attacked it with heavy bombardments.
Well, what were the casualties of the battle?
We lost around 6,000 troops, and around 60,000 were wounded or captured.
Do you know what were the casualties of the Republican side?
That's more than us, that's for sure. Ha 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 ha. It was around 13,000 killed and around 75,000 wounded or captured.
What does this victory mean for the Nationalists?
It allowed us to barge into Catalonia and seize control over Spain and thus end the war.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. The pleasure was all yours.
All right then.
In the Spanish Civil War, the two sides that did not have much of air forces at their disposal, leaving the Republican government and the Nationalists depending on foreign help to fill this gap of air warfare. Planes at the time were a new field of battle, with room to grow since at the beginning of 1936, the radar and radios were yet to be made for planes. Since planes could strike at rapid speeds of 250 miles per hour, with also the weight and capacity of 2 tons, perfect for dropping bombs. The foreign aid shows who was on what side, as Francis Franco received support from Italy and Germany, providing 1,600 to 1,700 airplanes each, while the Republican government was allied with the Soviet Union, who provided 1,000 airplanes. The Russian aid in 1936 was superior to push the enemy troops back. The air advantage was short-lived when Germany started making their newer model of planes, called the Messerschmitt. In 1937, the ineffective development of Republican planes ruined the air advantage. The Soviets attempted to provide better planes such as the Super Moskvas and the Super Chastos. But too late with their arrival, the Spanish Civil War showed the focus armies put in air warfare, pushing to invent more and use of planes to their utmost use.
One of the most popular entertainment media in American culture was the colored television, created by Peter Clark Goldmark in 1940. Since the beginning of the television, 9 out of 10 homes have at least one set. The television's popularity has rapidly accumulated after World War II. Civilians loved the television because it was a lot more captivating than a radio. The Radio Corporation of America, RCA, were also very interested in the television. They even had their own inventors and engineers create new versions of the TV set.
You want to be ruled under the communism and in the eyes of the government as equals? Why have a dictator when you can be elect who rules over you? No one deserves to be pushed around from someone they do not know. With Russia on our side, we can end this nationalist fascism, and everyone will be ruled by who they want. Join the Republican and Spain, and be in power the right way. Ah! Senora, senora,
How'd you get in my house?
I must ask, where are you going?
I'm just walking my brother to work.
Well, that's quite the distance to be just walking. Wouldn't you prefer to go faster? Because now there's a sweet motorcycle. I was about to sell it, and guess who's gonna buy it?
Why should we buy it from a person like you?
I'm just here to provide you the knowledge to better your lives by showing you what you could be missing out on. The best way to show you is to let you try for yourselves. So what do you say? Will you go check out our nearest dealership today?
Cool, I think we might want to buy it.
Ignore why I'm in your house.
Breaking news. I'm Jenna Eisman in the Battle of Ebro with Private Antonio and how you can help with the battle.
Hello, I'm Private Antonio, and if you want to help us in the war effort, please send us some money, some food if you have any, and anything that you think will help us win the war. Thank you for your time.
Beep 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 beep.
And now to Jenna and Lorenzo with more information on treaties.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Michael. I'm Lorenzo Luna,
I'm Jenna Eisman.
and we'll be covering
The treaties.
and the UN and the League of Nations. Please tell me about the treaties.
Sure. In November 28, 1936, Italy and Spain made a secret treaty with 27 other countries. Spain gained military aid, while Italy made bases within the Spanish territory if France ever declared war again. In comparison with Treaty of Versailles, they both revolve around territory and were based on political issues. Now to Lorenzo.
Well, what I'll be covering today is the UN and the League of Nations, the comparison between them both. As you know, the League of Nations was built on 1919. After World War I, the response to hostile activities, though the UN was made during hostile activities in 1945. Some major differences between the establishments were that how they were made. They were both made to handle disputes between nations and the cooperation between them. Mainly to also prevent war, absolutely. But the way how it was made in the first place is different. Such as the League of Nations was between the five major powers: France, Italy, Japan, UK, and the US. While the UN was established between 50 nations independent.
This has been DSC News. Thank you for joining. I'm Michael.
I'm Lorenzo.
I'm Jenna.
That's it, folks!
Trap! Million proof Coca-Cola.
Whoa! Bueno!
Towards Guadalajara. There were about 30,000 Italians and 20,000 Spanish troops against the opposing leader, General Mahar.
Let's get down to business to defeat the Hun.
I just want to point this
It's
out.
the Mulan song.
This is my hair. This is my hair.
It's called Let's Get Down to Business.
Don't look at my face. Why are you looking at the camera? Don't look directly at the camera. Just be like.
You want to Alright. Take a breather, breathe, just breathe. Breathe in and out.
I need to fan myself.
Breathe, Jenna. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in.
So bad.
It helps.
Set it all out.
Are y'all Oscar-winning actors done already?
Okay,
Treaty
don't
scene.
start until he holds up the paper, please.
Treaty scene, take 4, and action.
Alright, so Jenna, could you please tell me about the treaties?
Sure. In November 28th.
Boy, Lorenzo.
I'm sorry.